Hola, hola, on attend Jessica. Ultime Events. Je lui envoie la notif. Jessica Harmon. Hop là. Bon, j'espère que vous vous avez préparé. Oh mince, il y a des gens qui avaient préparé leurs questions sur le premier live que j'avais lancé. Si vous pouvez les remettre, s'il vous plaît, ce serait vraiment top. If you had any questions for Jessica, can you put them back, please? That would be awesome. Coucou Sergio. C'est pas très sympa d'ailleurs de venir ici pour dire que Marie est en live ailleurs. C'est pas cool du tout. Ask Jessica which is her favorite line in the 100 Pages. Non, Enora, elle m'a texte. Normalement, ça devrait être good. Which is your favorite character on the 100? It's Raven. Raven. I won't go live with Bob or Eliza, unfortunately. Des nouveaux acteurs pour la roulette de Moon 4. Oui, tout à fait. Ça prend un peu de temps, comme d'habitude, mais ça arrive. Ça arrivera. Oh, hi, Jess. Oh, hello.
Such an idiot. Literally just woke up. I was like, set my alarm for 10:15. Like, gonna be on at 11. I even had like that countdown clock to 11. I
It's
don't
fine.
know what was happening. I'm here. Hello.
Well, thank you for being here. How are
Thank
you?
you for doing this. Good. And like sitting in my kitchen that I recently painted watermelon punch color.
That's a very beautiful color. Like the wall?
That, right? And I have a piece of art that's going to work nicely for it. We're moving all of our stuff from LA to Vancouver like this week, but we're not there. So
Yeah.
we're
I was
hiring
like, what?
movers. Yeah, we can't get across the border because the borders are shut down. So we're hired movers to go and pack everything up in our house in LA and ship it to Canada. It's like,
You're leaving LA for good?
for now, yeah. So like we're hi Belush woke up. For now because we were about to start IVF in Canada, which is like fertility treatment basically. So we were gonna start doing that here in Lenny. We've applied for Lenny's residency, it was like Canadian citizenship. So we're in the process of doing that, and once that goes through, he has to live in Canada for like 4 or 5 years straight or something like that. So it was it was about to happen anyways. So we're gonna have to be here for a while. So when this happened, we were like, well, we can't, like, we're not even at our place in LA. We were like, it was gonna cost us a fortune to just like keep it there empty for months and like
Of course.
there.
Yeah.
And then just to go back and basically move out right away anyways, because I was supposed to do like potentially do this program in Los Angeles this morning or this summer, but now that this has happened, it's like everything's
Nope.
changed. So we're like, okay.
How about nope?
Yeah, big fat no for us. So now we're moving everything, and it's such an insane headache because every moving company that you look up, there's like a few reviews that people are like went wonderfully, and then there's like 1,000 reviews where they're like, well, thought it was going good, and then they showed up and they killed my grandma. Like, it's like awful, like, not actually, but like really crazy reviews where you're like, what? Like, what happened? Like, everything was stolen or it never arrived. It's like these weird stories where you're just like, okay, I guess our stuff's never gonna get here. I mean, it's the least of problems right now. I'm complaining.
Well,
like, yeah. But yes, that's what we're currently dealing with, and moving is such a bitch already. So it's annoying, but we're good. We're healthy, so it doesn't matter.
that's the most important part right now.
That's all that matters right now. That's what's going on.
Yeah, everyone is talking about. I mean, I'm the first, so I won't be like, yeah, no, people are selfish, but I'm like, we're all talking about how our summers are basically ruined right now. Like, oh my God, I won't be able to travel. And then you're like, 13,000 people already died in France. Donia, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and we're like pissed off that, I mean, for us, we were about to do, this summer was kind of a write-off. We were like, I was gonna do a work program, and then we were doing the move, so we weren't doing anything fun and exciting anytime soon. We were doing all these like kind of boring work things. So for us, we're like, oh, nothing's changed, everything's kind of, now we're just like off actually. But other than like Paris and stuff like that, that was a potential thing that I was going to do, stuff like that, where you're like, what a weird time that now we can't like.
Crazy. Yeah, but it does remind you that life can just switch like right away. You have all these projects and everything is shut down because of a virus. That's insane.
So crazy. Craziest thing. I'm making a honey and lemon and hot water. Don't mind me.
I won't.
Good for allergies.
All right. So some people had questions. So
yes.
Start. Okay. Earlier I was like, why when somebody is super nice and super good, we say, okay, in French we say, she's sweet, she's a sugar, she's a candy. And I was like, but pizza is better. So from now on, when someone is super great, we'll just say she's a pizza. Someone said, you both are pizza, just say it.
Pizza. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Perfect.
Pizza.
Oh, Bethany's here. Hi, Bethany.
What up, Beth? I like that. Pizza over sugar, because I don't actually like sugar very much. Like occasionally, but I'd much rather have a pizza than a cookie.
See. Who is your favorite character on the show?
I always say Murphy, and I probably stick with that. It's just such a great character. I mean, there's so many good characters. That's tough. Like there's a lot of really interesting characters. Octavia is amazing. Just in terms of like what that character has, like the changes for an actor, the ups and downs and the changes that the Murphy character has is one of the better ones for sure. So probably that one.
Cool.
Going with that one. Yeah.
How is it to work with your brother?
Terrible. Really terrible. Just awful. It's awesome. I mean, we never worked together that much. We did a bit this year. Spoiler, not much, but we did. Every year we do a little bit. Like there's at least like a couple of scenes that we're kind of in. But we're often, I forget, because we're often on set at the same time. So we're actually around each other quite a lot at work. We're just not in a lot of the same scenes.
Yeah, I think you're basically in the same room, but never really interact with each other.
We don't really interact. And now I'm trying to even think if we did this year. I can't really remember. Everything feels like so long ago now. I'm like, we just all live in pandemic quarantine. There was a life before this. Uh, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, but we're on set a lot together, or we're in the scene and we don't interact much. It's weird. It's fun. I mean, it's gonna be weird now going forward. I think we were all, because we knew that this was the final season, we were able to prepare for it. Like we had the whole year to prepare, like for what that was going to be. And now that it's over, it feels surreal. Like it doesn't actually feel like it's over because so many of us are quite close and like still
Yeah.
hang out and stuff. So there's that. Well, or in contact at least. But it's gonna be weird, I think, when we all go to work on the next set and we're not with each other. I feel like that's when it's really gonna hit. Like it's possible I'll never work with my brother again. Unlikely, I'm sure we will work together at some point, but probably not for a very long time. Like, so
Yeah.
that's kind of a weird thing where I'm like, yeah, we won't be on the same set, and or we won't know, the crew, like when I would go to work and he wasn't there, they'd be talking about him, or like his name would come up. Like, so it was like they knew him and my family and stuff really well. So it'll be weird to get to that place the next show and not have all of those people, including
Yeah.
him. That would kind of suck. Like I was so used to like showing up and like I'd see his car. I'm like, oh, Rick's here today. Okay, cool. And like get to see him without like having to plan to see each other. So yeah, that was nice. It was good. And now it's gone. Oh God.
Yeah.
It's
It's
fine.
like when you're in high school and you're with your siblings and all of a sudden you go to university or college and
Yeah. Yeah. And they're left behind, which is exactly what happened to Richard and I when I left the house and I was like 12, or he was 12. So yeah, I was gone fairly early. And then back and forth, but yeah, it is weird. It is like a graduation thing. Oh, it's so strange.
what's your favorite thing about Nyla?
She kind of changes this season a bit. Jason said that at one point. He was like, Nyla's just you now, isn't she? I was like, kind of, yes. So like, I made her like sassier this year. But what I've really always liked about her from the previous seasons has her has been her kind of ability to be unwavering even when times are tough. She still has this like strong peaceful mentality. Like she still wants the best for everyone even when they're at their worst. Like she
Yeah.
still maintains this good heart. um she doesn't really waver, like Octavia becomes blood Reina kind of thing. Nyla never really had that like cross to the bad side, a little bit because she followed Octavia, but there was like, I feel like she never really lost herself. And that maintains this season. I don't know what I think. I guess maybe just like some circumstances, like I just played her a little bit closer to me. Feel like they started writing her more like me, and so I kind of played into that. Like they started writing her more comedic. Like she would say like sarcastic, like sassy things to the other characters and stuff. So we kind of went into that. But yeah, it was always her, like her positivity, because it was so opposite to how I am in real life. And it was actually
Yeah.
nice to be like, this, I mean, you know me. So that was I liked that about her because it's unlike who I am. And I found that to be interesting. And so many of the fans who have Nyla as their favorite, um, I just found that like I found that strange at first when people were like, "Oh, Nyla's my favorite." I was like, "Oh, why?" Like, and I never really understood that concept. But then more and more, like the type of people that were drawn to her were just really sweet and people that really wanted the world to be a better place. And I was like, "Oh, you see yourself in that? Like, okay, I get that. That's cool." Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, her positivity, her niceness.
Um, okay, what's your favorite song?
Oh goodness. I don't have a favorite song. I mean,
It's a hard question.
That's an impossible question. Really, anything Van Morrison is probably going to be at the top of the list. What else? Fuck, that's impossible. I love like yeah, it's so many things. I mean, Van Morrison, anything, full album. I'll go album. I love the Annie Lennox Diva album. I've loved since I was a child, and she's just such a diva that I'll just say album. Annie Lennox Diva album. I'm feeling that today. There you go.
What was your dream job as a kid?
The one that I have.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's
Is it, do
not
you
bad.
think, because your parents were already like in
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think yeah, like the fact that they were in film obviously led Richard and I both to the industry. Sorry, my face is itchy. Just so everyone knows, when I touch my hair or nose or breathe, it doesn't mean anything happened on the show. Getting a
Thank
lot of
you.
that these
Yeah.
days that are like, touch your
Uh-huh.
nose, breathe. If it's Clexa, I'm like, I'm what the fuck are you
Uh-huh.
talking about?
Yeah. They asked the same to Jared earlier, and they were like,
Yeah.
touch your nose if Bellark is canon. And then he was all of a sudden touching his nose, and I was like, oh damn, there we go.
Yeah, because it's like you're like subconsciously like, oh my god, am I like touching my face? No, I can't touch my face, and all of a sudden my face is really fucking itchy. Yeah, I'm like, no, there's no secret. I'm not sharing any secret information by touching my face. Fuck off. What was I talking about? Where were we?
Your parents, you and
Oh, my
Richard.
parents. Thank you. So my parents being in it was such a, I mean, obvious path for us, but they never pushed us into it. But I think when growing up and being on film sets, it just seemed like the natural thing to do. Like it was like, oh, that's what we know. We know it so well that is like a family business type thing. So acting became my way of getting into film at a young age, and then directing became kind of the like secret obsession behind in like the back of my mind that was like maybe that could be a thing, and never thought that that was possible actually. And so like acting and directing, because I'm definitely taking more of a backseat to acting right now to focus on directing, but I'll still always love acting. But yeah, no, I drive to work in the morning, and for like the hour that I drive there, I can't, almost every day, at least multiple times on my way to and from work, I realize like how what's happening. The fact that like I've worked at this my whole life to go and do this one thing, and how lucky I am just to know what I want to do, like what my dream is. Because a lot of people don't even have, like a lot of my good friends have great jobs and stuff, but they're not their dream jobs, and they never had one. It was just like, do what they're good at or whatever they're like kind of interested in, but never something that they were like really passionate fully about, because they never found something that they were really passionate about. Not only did I
Sure.
find that, but I actually get to do that, which to me is just insane. That's like crazy. That's weird. That's a weird thing.
I mean, did you expect Nyla to be that long in the show?
No, she was supposed to be 2 episodes. Yeah, she was supposed to be two, and then potentially dead, but then they never killed me. And then eventually I came back because it kind of made sense. And I was surprised when I came back the third time. I was like, oh, okay, great. And then after that, definitely thought I wasn't coming back again. And then when they called in season 4, I was like, oh, okay. And like a little bit there. And then after season 4, when it started, that's when I kind of knew that I wasn't going anywhere. Or at least I would be hanging around here and there. But no, at the beginning, never thought that it would be more than 2 episodes. Never thought that it would be where it is now. Never in a million years. It's crazy. I'm like still pinching myself. It's weird.
Um, who would be your dream co-star?
Gary Oldman. Friggin' love Gary Oldman.
Did I ever tell you that story? I was all alone at farmers market in LA, like eating all by myself. I spent like 3 days in LA all by
I think
myself.
you did, yes. And you ran into him or something, didn't you?
He sat next to me. I could not believe it. I was like, no, that's not him. It's impossible. What? Like, why would he be right next to me at
Why wouldn't
farmers
he?
market in the middle of the day?
Why
He
wouldn't
sat
he?
next to me with his wife, like in front of me, and I recognized his wife, and I was like, it's really Gary Oldman next to me.
Did
Oh
you
my
talk to him
god.
at all? Were you like,
No,
hey?
no, 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 no.
How did you recognize his wife? I don't think I would recognize his wife.
Because I think she's an
He's had like 8 of them.
actress or something.
Okay. All right.
Like she's oh no 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 okay, she seemed familiar, and I was like, I know that woman. I know him, but is it really
Right.
him? Then I looked at her, and then I was like, you know what? Let me check. I went to Google, and I'm like, okay, Gary
David
Oldman and
White.
his wife, and I'm like, okay, definitely them.
That's them. Oh,
Yep.
I would freak out. I'd just be like, I'd be
Hmm.
so uncomfortable. I'd probably
Randomly eating his burger. I was like, okay, that's
good man. Good man. I love him. Yeah, to him, although I'd be incredibly nervous. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people, but yeah, him more than anyone, I think. I'm just such a fan. He's just such a fucking great actor. Incredible. Who would you work with? It's tough.
if I was an actress, I would love to work with. Wow, it's hard.
I know. These questions are hard.
Because obviously, me as someone who doesn't work like in the business, I
True.
would
But
say
you work
something.
around that. Like
Yeah, but
you
I
feel
would say like an obvious thing like Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie. But
right. Right.
when you said Gary Oldman, I was like, yes, that's a really good choice. But
Yeah.
you think about more like Leo or
The
Brad.
first person that popped into my head was Brad Pitt because I feel like that's
Yeah.
just like everyone wants to meet Brad Pitt, to stare at him. But yeah, I mean Gary Oldman's been my all-time favorite forever, so I'd have to go with him. But no, it's tough. It's a tough question. And you also don't want to meet your heroes because a lot of times they're not
Exactly.
as
Yeah.
good as you build them up.
Yep.
Most of the time, they're never as
I
good as
heard.
what you think they are. Him, I did actually never heard one way or the other, and actually, I've heard Brad Pitt's really nice, so that would be a good one to me because I've heard he's a good person. But it's tough.
Was it hard for you to learn the grounder language? The grounders.
No, I mean yes and no. It came fairly naturally to me for some reason. I think after the first episode I did, where there's so much of it, that was so hard, but I had like 2 weeks to do it that I just went over and over and over. It was just repetition and like sounding it out and finding things that it sounded similar to and memorizing that. Like, yeah, it was not easy to do like a mouthful of it. Then over the years, it was only ever like a sentence or two, so that got easier once you kind of knew. Once I had developed a rhythm of my own for it because everyone speaks it differently. So once I kind of had my own rhythm to it, then it's like I almost understood it better, and that you kind of actually can start understanding it. So it got easier over time, but I didn't have that much trouble. Some people it came to really naturally, and others it did not at all. And I felt for those actors because there was a few that had to do it fairly often who had a really hard time with it, and to have to say that on top of a emotional, like it's like a monologue or whatever in Trey, and you're having to be emotional and speaking to someone and like waiting for them and you don't know what, like when they're stopping and when you're starting, like
Yeah.
that was a really tough thing that's a tough thing for anyone, but I know that was difficult for a couple of people because they already had a lot of dialogue in general or in English. For me, it was never that hard because I have like for all of their like 15 lines, I have one. So like I'll just be like de business no se creas. And then like that's it for the rest of the day. So it made my life a lot easier.
How was your last day on set?
Oh, it was good. It was. I was like, when was that? It feels like a million years ago. It was good. The last few days that I was working with quite a number of the actors, some new, some original, and we were in this interesting set that was somewhat new to us. So we were kind of playing around there, and we were doing like weird videos off camera that day. Like one of the actors has made up this fucking hilarious video, this like music video. And I can't say who, and I can't say it won't be released until after the season because otherwise it would spoil a bunch of shit. But because we're all in like certain looks and like places and whatnot. But that actor did this hilarious music video that we all took part in, and we were doing that a lot, like filming that a lot the last couple of days. So everything, I think it was like we realized that it was ending, and all of a sudden didn't want it to. Like we'd been looking forward to moving on from this for a while, and then when it was happening, it was like, no, wait, what? Like, no, just kidding. Like we do want to stay here for. So it was there was like a normally it's not like we're the type of cast that would just all be in our trailers individually and never speak to each other in between. Like we all hung out quite a bit on set. So, but those last few days, no one went back to their trailers. So we were all together, like hanging out and like doing these like stupid videos and laughing, and like a lot of the writers from LA like were flying up like at different points to come and kind of say goodbye even when it was their episode. So there was a number of people there that day. Yeah, it was weird. It was nice. It was a good last day. It sucks because it's over, and now it's like, you want what you can't have. So now that it's done, I'm like, but it was so nice over there. I mean, for years I've been like, no, I think we're all ready to move on, and now it's like, no,
Nope.
just kidding. Let's go back. Let's do it again.
Did you keep anything from set?
I accidentally kept a tank top that Nyla wears. As often, you never really see it because it's under my costume, but I have a Nyla, like the tank top from the costume, because I accidentally wore it home one day. There was like one day that I had taken, I think, the other stuff off, and sometimes I leave the cozy. They put like long sleeve and pants, like tight, thin pants underneath your costumes if it's cold. So I put it on top, and I think I just thought that I had just the cozy, and like changed and went home, and then had that. I was like, oh shit. So I have a few of those cozy shirts, which isn't costume, and then I have a Nyla tank top. Just read that they're obviously not getting back anytime soon. So.
Fine.
So I have that, but it was an accident. But otherwise, no. I mean, I think we were all probably there. They do like wardrobe and set sales after the show is done. Normally, like when like the show's over, they set, like Izombie had like a massive set deck and wardrobe sale. So I went and bought a bunch of stuff last year, and it's all like super discounted prices. So we were gonna do that. Like I wanted to buy or like keep Nyla's shoes. Like that was kind of an important thing. And they have doubles of all of them. So it's like if they needed to keep whatever. But I really wanted a pair of my boots, like the boots that I normally wore, just because they're cool. But also it was like, those are the shoes that I walked in for 7 years or 5 years on that show. And then some set deck stuff I probably would have gone and tried to buy. But yeah, because of this, like none of that happened. So yeah, I think some people might have sold some stuff, but I think we all expected that we were going to be able to go to the set deck sale, and it never happened.
Oopsie.
Yeah. Oh well. What are you gonna do? So yes, I have a tank top that I stole. Legit stole.
How was your experience on Izombie?
Ugh, the best, just the best show. I mean, those people, top to bottom, it was like the cast, because it was the smaller cast. No, I guess they were just like the 100 was just as close. They were such a small cast, so that they were kind of like this like tight knit little family, and they let me into that right away, which was wonderful. And they were all like great friends and great in real life. Always hung out on set. I think it was a lot easier if I'm going to compare it to the others, which I'm about to apparently because I was on them simultaneously. That show was easier because it was indoors most of the time. So we like didn't work that long of hours, and we were always kind of in the studio, and that makes it easier to go to work and do your job when you're like going home at a reasonable hour on a Friday night, whereas the 100, we were in the dark and in the woods a lot, so it meant that filming wasn't as easy, so it was more strenuous in terms of hours and what we were actually doing, which makes it fun in like a lot of respects. But Izombie was kind of easier because it was all studio, and the cast was incredible. And I really, for me, loved that character, like the Dale. I love Nyla, but the Dale Bosio character, I did way more on that show. Like my character had like a full storyline and story arc and everything that I went through, tons of ups and downs. And so as an actor, that was more fun, I guess. Like the character was more fun to play. And yeah, they were amazing. The people over there they were incredible. The actors were just, and the producers, everybody. It was just an amazing set.
What's the most stressful thing about being a director?
Actors. Look who it is.
Hey!
Honey just woke up.
What's up?
Oh,
Hi, Dee.
that's his face in the morning.
How are you?
I didn't know what you were doing. I forgot you were doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were talking. I'm like, oh, she's FaceTiming. But then all of a sudden, there was questions.
There were questions.
What's everyone doing?
Everyone's just.
Oh, this is the. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
This
to
is
interrupt.
Spacewalkers.
You're not.
This is
It's
the
fine.
Spacewalkers thing.
Yeah,
I woke
it's
up
fine.
at 10:15 thinking it started at 11, and luckily set my alarm and was like, oh, and got up and saw a message from her at 9:55 being like, starting in 5, right? I was like, oh my god.
Oh, you started late then.
Yeah, well, yeah, I did. I fucked up. But
It's fine.
We'll go long, right?
Did you tell them it's
Can
because
we
we
go
have
long,
a
or
ghost?
is there someone right after me?
I mean, it's 45 minutes anyway, and you started at
Oh,
15, so we'll just end in like 10 minutes.
okay.
Did you tell
And
them?
you would have to deal with Chelsea, so.
I could probably tell you
Yeah.
10 things Chelsea's going to say.
True.
10?
Yeah.
Well, because we did, when we went to somewhere with her, we did a bunch of question and answers
back
with
to
her.
back,
So I started to know, and she's so great. I got to know Chelsea really well. So did you tell them it's because we have a ghost now?
Then the house. Oh yeah, we have a ghost in the house. It's keeping me up at night. I don't know that he fully believes that it's true. Yeah, there's a ghost in here.
Love you, Danya.
Well, see you
Have
later.
Yeah, it's keeping me up at night. It's really annoying. That's a tale for another time, though. What was the question I was answering?
What's the most stressful
Director.
part about
Actors. Actors are, yeah, and I love them. I love them the most. And I'm I'd like to think of myself going forward as being an actor's director, because coming from acting, I really respect them like the most, and like want to be so careful with them and give them time and protect them and all of that. But actors are kind of a funny variable when you're working, because you can set everything up so well, and then if something goes wrong, like someone doesn't show up or someone's like not coming out of their trailer or whatever, and I haven't dealt with any of that yet. A little bit with something I did years ago, but when you're dealing with them, like I've watched actors in my past, not when I've been directing, but I've watched actors just be a monumental pain in the fucking ass. Like, I mean, you deal with actors, you know how they can be. And it's crazy to me. It's like you're so lucky to be doing, and yeah, you worked really hard to get here. Most have worked really hard to get there. And then their personalities can change into these like spoiled, privileged brats who just think that time revolves entirely around them. And it doesn't. And like you work so hard in directing just to get to the set, that to start filming, that if someone's being an asshole, everything that you've worked and built comes crumbling down around you. So actors scare me a bit in that, but so far I've been really lucky and everyone's been really wonderful. So I haven't had to deal with that. I know it's coming at some point.
Yeah, that's the thing. As long as you're ready.
That, yeah, and you can never put, like, I've talked actors off of ledges before. Like, you just have to be prepared and know how to speak their language, which luckily I'm fluent and well versed in, so I should be able to be okay with a lot of them. But that they're the thing that kind of scares me the most. And then aside from them, like studio producer and stuff, people, when you're kind of making certain decisions and there's so many people involved in making those decisions, that can be difficult. It's wonderful because it's such a creative environment, but you're dealing with a lot of different creative people all trying to get to, a vision, like an end goal. But if it's your vision and they don't see that vision and they have a different vision, trying to meld those visions can be very difficult sometimes. But so far for me, when I've had those little, differences, it's always worked out where you kind of come together and create something better. So that's for me the biggest learning experience, is like how to properly discuss that in like a calm way and have it so that everyone's working together. That's a big learning experience for me, which is still, it's still a wonderful part of it, but I find that to be the most difficult, that for my personality, because I'm stubborn.
If I Had Wings was your first movie with your brother?
Yeah. We did Wolf Canyon together, which was a pilot for a TV show before that, but we didn't work together in the same scene. So that was kind of the first time, that we really actually worked together. Hi, Bush.
Yeah. Do you have any future projects?
Does anyone?
That's a very good question.
Nope. Really just taking the step back from acting now to focus on directing stuff. So for the next few years, that'll be the main focus and priority when we kind of come out of this, and hopefully working with people that I've worked with in the past will be kind enough to let me continue to work with them. Hint, hint. So hopefully lots of things, but couldn't tell you right now. No idea what's going on. It's tough.
I don't know if it's a spoiler, but do we see Nyla more this season?
Yeah, I think we do. I'd say we do. Yeah, there's some scenes. She's always around, right? But yeah, I go on more of Nyla goes on more of an adventure this year, which is kind of fun. Working with some not new characters, but I got to work with some characters that I don't always get to work with, or I haven't worked with as much in previous seasons, which was really fun for me. I got a cool group. So yes, we do. And then we do see her in like weirder capacities. Like there's some more scenes, like meteor kind of scenes that happen. So yes, the answer is yes. And I guess that is a spoiler, but what are you gonna do?
It's a small one. It's fine.
Like I'm there. And I'd say more.
Who's the funniest on set?
Me.
Or was, I guess. Oh my god. Should we say was now?
Ooh. Was, we can say was, because we're not going back there. Who's the funny.
Did you say me? Okay, I'll take that.
I did. No, who was the? I mean, that's tough because it's actually a really funny cast. Everyone's actually everyone has their own individual like weird sense of humor. Like Sachin with his puns, like nonstop punning all the time. Cassie is hilarious in whether she means to be or not. Like sometimes she means to be and is fucking hysterical, and then half the time it's like total by accident, and it's even funnier. Everyone's really funny. Yeah, that's a tough. I wouldn't say there's anyone in particular that like stands out as being like hysterical compared to someone else, but there's a lot of really funny people, and everyone has their own kind of unique sense of humor, which is nice. Yeah, there's no one in particular. Everyone.
All right. Someone asked if you could write Lenny into the show, who would he be?
We thought about that at one point this year. I was like, we should make Lenny do like some background character. We're like, we just couldn't figure out what he would work as. What would Lenny be? I don't know. I just don't see him on the 100 at all.
Honestly, me either. No, I
He
can't.
doesn't really have that
No.
like 100. Some people have it and some people don't. Yeah, he's not really. I guess he could be. I'd say if he was going to be anyone, he would have been someone from like the ship, like the original
Yes.
arc kind of thing. Like not one of the kids, obviously, that went down, but like one of the people like on the arc that eventually came down, or maybe Mount Weather. Maybe he was like a Mount Weather person. Someone more from like before, like not a grounder. He wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been with me. For several reasons. Yeah, probably someone from the arc, I would say. Makes most sense.
Have you ever met your French voice actress? I think you
Yes.
did.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I met her last summer. Yeah, that was hilarious. I enjoyed that.
Okay, let's do one last question. How about general question? What's your favorite movie?
Arthur. The original Arthur with Dudley Moore, not with Russell Brand. They like remade it with Russell Brand. I think like Jennifer Garner or something fucking ridiculous. Yeah, that was atrocious. I didn't see it because like that's an abomination. But you just can't. There's some movie, and like it's no offense to either of those actors. So I think Russell Brand, they're both great. But yeah, no, you can't remake Arthur. That's like a sin. Arthur's just the greatest because Dudley Moore's drunk the whole time, and there's nothing more difficult than drunk acting for an actor, and he nails it. So, and it's just a friggin' and like Liza Minnelli, like it's an amazing cast. Won a bunch of Oscars in it.
Yeah. Someone said our final question, not the 100 related. Okay, well, I think we had a lot of related 100 questions, so I don't really know what you missed, but okay. Well, Jess, thank you so much. And
so sad we didn't get to do it in real life this year.
I know. But you know, we're happy because hopefully next year you'll be able to come.
Yes, please. I would.
And well, did it go?
I'm wide open. My schedule's wide open right now. Thank you for doing this. I think it's really important that you did this. It gives people.
It's really important for
me. Like it's something to
everybody.
do, but it's really nice. You know, I think there was a lot of people that were really looking forward to this event. I know this is the one that we really look forward to going to every year, and so many of us get to go and we get to see so many fans, and we love the French fans. So it's hard to not be there this year, but this is good what you're doing. And you're seeing Chelsea next. Chelsea's up next.
Yes, right next. Perfect. Let's
Chelsea
do it.
will have woken up 5 hours ago, had like 3 workouts already.
Probably.
I look like I got punched in the face by a ghost. Chelsea will be
come
like,
on. Thank you so much for waking up and doing. Yeah, I'll probably just go in my bed, sleep, and let her do the thing all by herself. Thank you, love. Thank you so much.
You. Talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Everyone.
Bye, Lenny. Bye.
Bye.
All right. À tout de suite.